didn't make up the problem, so let's make sure I did it correctly, right? Okay. First of all, we obviously want to pick a side to simplify. And again, I could repackage this question to you on a test or quiz and just say, hey, simplify this expression, and then have a list of answers what the simplified form is, right? Where negative tangent of x would be a possible answer. But also be aware, probably positive tangent of x would probably be a possible answer, right? So that means you have to know your identities. We know, based on the even-odd identities, this is equal to negative sine of x. Co-function identities, this is equal to secant of x. And that we could just rewrite as tangent squared of x. Now, one thing that's usually helpful is when you get stuck with these things, sometimes what's easy is just to write everything in terms of sines and cosines, which I think I mentioned in the first one. And for this one, you might visually be like, I don't know what to do next. Right? You're just like, I don't know, I'm lost. So let's just rewrite everything in terms of sines and cosines. Oh, OK. Well, if we look at this, basically what we have, guys, is this is really the same thing as sine over cosine. So that's a negative sine of x over cosine of x divided by sine squared of x over cosine squared of x, which is kind of like the same thing as having x over x squared. Does anybody know what x over x squared then simplifies to? Cosine over sine 1 over x, but that's not what I was looking into doing. What did I have here? Did I mess up again? No. Hold on. So if I look at this, all right, so this is where I'm at, though, right? All right, let's finish up this problem, because that's I think I may have messed up. I don't know. Let's multiply. One way to get away from this is to multiply by its reciprocal. So therefore, I can multiply by, I did mess up. Dang it, this is supposed to be cotangent. Did anybody get cotangent? Dang it. I was trying to do all these in my head before I wrote them down there. I'm not going to do them in my head anymore. Cosine squared of x over sine squared of x. Cosine squared of x over sine squared of x. And what you'll see here is the cosines divide out, the sines divide out, and you're left with a negative cosine over sine, a negative cosine of x over sine of x, and that equals negative cotangent of x. So I will apologize. I did just make up the problems as I had. And again, part of the reason, hopefully, but again, the same process I wanted you guys to work on is just simplifying that right side. Regardless if it was what the answer was, you should have still gotten to this. Right? If you simplified that correctly, you should have got to there. Now, you would have noticed there was a problem with the right-hand side. But if, again, as I mentioned, like on the multiple choice section, like you don't really need to verify what the right answer, what the right side is. You would just need to make sure you know how to simplify this. So still the math, which I saw many people didn't even complete, everybody should have at least been able to get to this answer. Right? And then somebody could raise their hand. I'm like, are you sure you did this right in your head, Mr. McLogan? Because I didn't get the same answer, and I'm pretty sure I simplified this right. But none of you did that. Right? So make sure you guys work your way through the problem.